We're going to be getting started here in just a second or two, but just want to let everybody know when the coach gets done speaking, we'll have a short question and answer time. If y'all have a question, just raise your hand. We have somebody walking around with a wireless mic, and we'll bring that mic to you so you can be picked up on the stream so the questions can be heard on the stream. For the media, when everything is over with, we're going to take Coach back here to the back, and we'll give you an opportunity to meet with a coach one-on-one and ask him all the questions that you like. And at this time, I'd like to bring up the Director of Athletics, Robert Hill.
First off, I'd just like to thank everybody for coming out this afternoon. This is tremendous, and it just goes to show what we've been telling these candidates over the last 2.5 weeks, that SFA is truly in a unique place. Yes, we're up here in the woods, and we're a little remote from an airport, but darn it, we're a great university, and we're family, and it's proven this out today. So I've got to give you all a hand. Thank you so much. First off, I'd like to thank our spirit groups for coming out today. I know they've got lots of things on their schedule, but you know, that's the great thing about intercollegiate athletics. It involves just more than athletes. It involves lots and lots of students on our campus in the various activities. So thank you so much for coming out. And how about our Lumberjack band back there too? Also give thanks to our Lady Jack basketball team that's showing their support today for our new head coach on the men's side. We're very thankful for you, and thank you, Coach Schneider, for getting your team out here today. Most importantly, thank you to the administration for allowing me to have the resources that I need to go out and look for a basketball coach that would fit our program, that would bring our program to the next level, which we believe can take place here at SFA. I'd also personally thank Coach Casper for leaving us in such good shape that we were able to attract such a high caliber of candidate for this program. And we only want it to get better. We don't want to tread water. We don't want to swim backward. We want to go forward. We want to be the next Wichita State. We want to be the next Virginia Commonwealth. We believe we can do that here at SFA, and I think we've got the guy that can make that happen. So thank you to the administration, especially to our president, Dr. Baker Patillo, who, like I said, gave me the resources, and to the board for supporting me in my decision, and thank you so much. We couldn't have done it without a team effort. So with that said, I'll bring the president of our university, the #1 Lumberjack fan, Dr. Baker Patillo.
Thank you, Robert, and thank each one of you for being here today to show your interest, your dedication, and your commitment to our Lumberjack basketball team. I would like to start and introduce our latest national championship team, and this is the Jack Attack team. If they would please stand right here. This group just won the national championship a week ago in Daytona Beach. This is the second year in a row they won the national championship, and we just honored them this morning at the Board of Regents meeting, and so they wanted to be here today to show their dedication and their commitment to our new coach and to our program. Also, we're very fortunate at SFA. We're very fortunate because of our student body and because of all the staff we have and the faculty we have. But one of the things we're very thankful for is the fact that we are an independent university. And that means we have our own Board of Regents, 9 individual members who serve as our Board of Regents. And the majority of the members of our Board of Regents are SFA graduates, and they're totally dedicated and committed to this university. We've just finished a 2-day Board of Regents meeting, and we have a complete new Board of Officers as of today, just been elected. And I want to simply recognize the Regents that are here with us today, because I'll assure you they're all dedicated and committed to this program. First, our new Chair of the Board of Regents from Alto, Mr. Steve McCarty. Steve? And our new Vice Chair of the Board of Regents, Dr. Scott Coleman from Houston. And our new Secretary, Ms. Bridget Henderson. Mr. Ralph Todd from Carthage. And Mr. David Alders from Nacogdoches. And then our student regent that everyone knows, Ms. Jordan Dukes here. So we're delighted to have our regents here. I will tell you that I had the opportunity to be involved in the interview process last week and met a number of coaches, and there's no doubt in my mind we selected the best individual. We selected an individual that could take this program, and as we made it very, very clear, we weren't interested in winning just at the level we do. We weren't interested in winning just the conference championship. We want to win that tournament championship and get into the NCAA playoff, and we want to do it on a consistent basis. And I am totally convinced we have the individual to do that. So thank all of you for coming and making the same commitment that I have. Act some Jacks!
Let me tell you, when you have a president like Dr. Patillo and you're in the room with those candidates and the president of your university is there, it changes kind of the atmosphere in the room. That guy knows we're super serious about this. We want a winner. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Coach Brad Underwood. Coach Underwood comes to us from the University of South Carolina, where he's been there for a year. He was the associate head coach at South Carolina. Prior to that time, he spent 6 seasons at Kansas State University, where he also was the associate head coach. He's also been a head coach on the junior college level. He's been an assistant at Western Illinois. Lots of purple in his background. I'll let him explain that to you a little bit later. But nonetheless, when we sat down in the room and we began to talk about what our vision was for SFA basketball, and did that vision mesh with what he thought he could do here at SFA, we also told him that what we have, we can win with. And he said, Coach, everybody that wants to get their first Division I job wants to go to a place where they can win. You win at SFA. That's where I want to be. So after some contemplation, after some hard prayers, we know we've got the right guy. He's a family man. He cares about the players. He'll be a wonderful recruiter. He'll be active in the community and on campus. He's our man, and we're so happy to have him here this afternoon. So enough of me. Let's introduce the new men's head basketball coach at Stephen F. Austin, Mr. Brad Underwood.
Thank you. I'm blown away by this. This is tremendous. I'm very impressed and very appreciative, very excited to be here. All right, I need to. Not as short as you. First of all, I'd like to start out by thanking. This was something that means so much to me and my family. I'd like to thank President Patillo, Robert, the committee. It was something that I told Frank Martin, the head coach at the University of South Carolina, when I got done with this process. In the interview, I said, he asked me how it went, and of course, when you interview, you always think that it goes well, but your view doesn't really matter. It's the matter of what they think. And the one thing that I said was I walked out of the interview feeling 100 times better than I did going in. And my interest in this job was to find a program that had the culture of winning. And that's something that anytime you walk in and you see the head of the Board of Trustees and the president and the athletic director, John was in the room as well, you know you have tremendous support. I am so appreciative for that. That means a great deal to me, and it means a great deal to my family. This is a dream come true for my family. 25 years, I've had a person by my side who is probably the only person that can keep me in line. She's as competitive as I am. There's no bigger critic. I walk in the door every single night, and she tells me everything that we did wrong. And she tells me everything that we did right and who we should play a little more. So guys, you better make sure that the lady down there at the end, you're awful nice to her. But my wife of 25 years, Susan, if you'd please stand. My much better half. I have 3 children that are elated and excited about the move. I have a son, Tyler, who I'm sure has probably cut class and is watching this online. He is a sophomore in high school. I have 2 daughters. Katie and Ashley, who will both be middle school, they're 7th and 5th grade, and those three are the joys of my life, and I'm very blessed to have the family that I have, and they've been brought up very well by Susan, and she understands the coaching life, and she's not only my wife, she's my best friend, and I couldn't do it without her. I have a family. I was born and reared in Kansas, and I have so many friends and family there that have stood behind me through all the years of coaching, and I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to them. Not all of them can be there, could be here, but I do have to say a very special thank you to them, and it's not always easy having a son or a son-in-law or an aunt or an uncle who's a coach, but to them I do say thank you very much. I've got some major influences. I feel like I'm extremely well prepared for this job. I was very blessed as a player to play for a legendary coach in Jack Hartman. Coach is deceased, but is one of the outstanding coaches in all of college basketball, and he taught me a great deal. And for him, I say thank you. Bob Huggins, Hugs as we call him, is a dear friend, and I was a junior college coach in Daytona Beach, and Hugs hired me, brought me back to my alma mater, to Kansas State, and learned a great deal. Hugs has over 700 wins. He's one of the winningest all-time coaches in the history. And beyond the coaching, he's one of the finest human beings that I have ever met. Lastly, and I've got to mention one more, Jim Kerwin. Jim is a gentleman that I spent 10 years with at Western Illinois University. Gave me my opportunity at the Division I level. A great friend. He's retired. He's already excited because he lives in Norman, Oklahoma, and he's already told me how many games that he's going to be able to make. So I'll have another critic along with Susan every night out. But and then lastly, and this one's dear to my heart. It took a job like this for me to leave Frank Martin. He's a special person, and everybody knows him for the stares, and ESPN loves him because of his passion and his excitement. But I would not have left that staff and him for any other job but this one. Thank you. And he's a dear friend. He's a great coach. And as good a coach as he is, he's a better human being. He's loyal. He's trustworthy. And he's got a friend for life. And to him, I'd like to say thank you. There's a group of guys that allowed us to be successful at Kansas State. It started at Kansas State. And I have to mention them. Matt Figger, Lamont Evans, Andy Astley, Scott Greenewalt, Dylan Lockwood, and Doug Edwards. We all started the deal at Kansas State together. We worked together. Most of us stayed when Coach Huggins left to go to Morgantown, West Virginia, and go to his alma mater. We all packed up when we left, and Frank brought us all to South Carolina. Part of the reason we were successful, which has allowed me to stand here today, is because of the job that those guys have done. We're from all over the country. We're from different places, and we meshed. And those guys are great friends, and they're going to be successful well without me. I was probably the weak link in the group, but to those guys I say thank you, and to their wives and kids. It was an unbelievable 6 years. I get to inherit a great program. And to Danny, I say thank you. When you're the second winningest program in the state of Texas since the year 2000, I'm fortunate, I'm blessed. The culture of winning, 3 conference titles, NCAA tournament appearance, 2 NITs, to follow a gentleman who's the second winningest coach in the school's history, I say thank you. I don't run from that opportunity. I look forward to the challenge of taking that to the next step. Very few places do you walk in and do you find a culture that is established, and that's a culture of winning, and obviously, as I stand here in front of you, a culture of pride. There's a lot of pride at this university. I was amazed at the beauty of this campus and how well everything is kept, and that pride is something that is very rare. And I'm ecstatic to be up here in front of you taking over a program that has had so much success. That being said, as Robert mentioned, we can do more. These guys right here, we're going to work to do that. We're going to continue to recruit the type of players that allow us to win. I did not come here. I think John F. Kennedy said it best when asked about running for the vice presidency. Why settle for second when first is available? And we came here, Susan and I and my family and the staff that we'll bring, to win championships. And we win championships, and you get in the NCAA tournament, anything can happen. And that is proven. That's a very fine line. We were one offensive rebound away from a Final Four, and if that goes the other way, maybe we're playing for, I've got a national championship ring. You need a little luck, but that's the goal, that's the plan, and that's the reason I stand here today with that in mind. Not only do we want to continue to win on the court, there's 3 of these gentlemen down here made the all-academic team. We want to continue to work off the court as well. Providing young men the opportunity to grow. They come here as boys. They come here not knowing, if you remember what it was like being 18 years old, and they come here with the opportunity to leave as young men. And we want to produce not only very good basketball players, but we want to produce young men who turn out to be responsible, great husbands, great fathers. And college athletics is a stage for that, and it's something that I take a great deal of pride in. We're going to try to represent SFA in the positive manner that you're accustomed to. If that means getting out in the community, that means being responsible, that means acting the right way, both on and off campus. We want to make the people of Nacogdoches proud. I think there's ample opportunities for young men to grow and to be able to give back. We are here not to take, we're givers. And I think our young men will understand that. We're going to be a hard-working bunch on this court, and it's something that every single night that you come out, I want you to be proud of. But I also want you to be proud of the accomplishments and be able to hire these young men when they've earned their degree, because they will walk across the stage. And that's something that I take a great deal of pride in. In closing, there was one thing I learned in South Carolina, and I was only there literally a year. Started there April 4th, and at the University of South Carolina, we never were very fond of the color orange. Now I know our head football coach back here was probably a little, he understands that rivalry quite well, but I can promise you the one thing that we're going to be very cognizant of in this program is nobody's going to wear orange. Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Axe 'em Jacks. Let's go get 'em.